You're listening to In the Zone on Sports Radio 1340 WEPM.
And welcome back in the Zone. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. And we are now joined by Brendan Suhr, basketball coaching expert. Right now, he is currently the Director of Program Development at the University of Central Florida and has a coaching clinic coming to Washington, D.C. this summer, July 20th and 21st. And Coach Suhr, how you doing?
Doing great, Angela. How you been?
You miss me?
I'm sorry?
Have you missed me?
Every day. We talk about it often. Yeah, we're not quite as efficient, and we certainly aren't as good looking without you.
I know it. The program's lacking. Hey,
but
Coach.
You're back in beautiful West Virginia.
I'm not in your favorite town, though, of Huntington, West Virginia. And I know you're excited about UCF moving to the Big East.
Yeah, I'm really sorry Marshall can't come with us. Disappointed.
Oh, gosh. Well, Coach, tell us.
I better stop before I get Donnie in any more trouble.
Yeah, no kidding. He's had enough over this past year. Coach, tell us about this clinic that you have coming to Washington, D.C. You and I have worked together. I know the clinic's been out in Vegas before. It was actually at the University of Central Florida last summer, and now you have two coming out. One's in Indianapolis, and the other one is right here in Washington, D.C., which is only about 60 miles from Martinsburg.
Yeah, Kevin Eastman, Doc Rivers' associate head coach with the Celtics, and I about 5 years ago decided we wanted to do something to impact and help basketball coaches, men and women, all over the country. Not just college coaches, high school coaches, anyone, frankly. And now it's just it's something that I was telling someone this morning. We just tried to see if we could help anyone, and it's just exploded. And it's now basically a worldwide brand, and people want us everywhere, frankly, in the world right now. But because of Kevin's schedule, we've expanded to 2 this summer, and we try to do something different every year. We did, as you mentioned, Angela, we did 2 in Vegas 2 years in a row. Then we moved it to Orlando last year just to see how the response would be there, and it was overwhelming. It was our biggest one yet. But now we wanted to do something, we're calling it old school. And so what we do is we try to, run it at a time when college coaches are starting their recruiting periods. And so the men have changed their recruiting schedule this year, to 3 periods in July. And the one we're doing in Indianapolis on the 10th and 11th is based on that the men's recruiting, college basketball recruiting, starts at 5 o'clock on the 11th, and it's all over the country. But the number one event that they're all going to be starting at, the bigger schools especially, it will be in Indianapolis with an AAU tournament there. And so we feel that going to the Midwest, we're going to have it probably, no one knows, we're breaking, I can't believe I'm breaking worldwide news in Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Who knew?
Boy, and we're gonna go to Butler University, a great venue with Hinkle Fieldhouse, and we're gonna take it there. And then, and the one in Maryland, we're gonna do probably at this old facility, a Coliseum on the University of Maryland campus called Ritchie Coliseum, which is a neat old school venue right on Route 1 there at the University of Maryland. And what we like to do is we love to do things on the court so that the people can actually see what we do. What makes ours unique and different is that my faculty are all NBA head coaches. And, these guys just love to share and teach. Whereas my peers at the college level, they don't like to share that much, And, but the NBA guys are great. And so, last year in Orlando, not only did we have, 250 coaches at high school, men, women, college, but we had 16 NBA coaches there. And so, when we had people like Doc Rivers and Stan Van Gundy, Kevin Eastman teaching, we also had Eric Spoelstra, and Terry Stotts from the NBA Finals sitting there learning. And so it's very, very encouraging, very motivating to high school and college coaches when they see the best in the world still trying to learn and get better. And so that's one of the things we're going to do. I can't tell you who we're going to have because we're going to release that next week. But we always go with a different group each year, and what we're doing in both Washington and Maryland will have different people speaking at it. we also try to do something very, very unique and add two people maybe that might not be specific to the NBA. And so this year we're going to have a gentleman from the Washington, D.C. area, Alan Stein, who's like a 36-year-old wonder kid who's just the best strength and conditioning coach I've ever come across. And he is going to be both at our Indianapolis and our Maryland one. Jay Billis from ESPN will also be teaching in our Washington, D.C. one. And, this is something that, and Jimmy Dykes from ESPN will be at our Indianapolis one. And the reason we have those two great broadcasters is first of all, they're former college coaches, but more importantly, they get to go and visit all the premier colleges during the year and watch the coach's game plan. And so basically we hired these guys a year in advance, and so basically they are keeping a journal of all their visits this year, and they're picking out and they're going to share tidbits from each where they go. And so it's something really special to share. And then we have an incredible guest at both of our venues. It's John Gordon, a best-selling #1 author in the country, from The Energy Bus, The Seed, and Training Camp, who I think is one of the greatest motivational speakers in the country today. And John lives in Florida, and he just loves sports, and he connects, and a lot of NFL teams and college football teams use it. And we had him this year at UCF, and he's the one responsible for our 22 wins. So, it's really fun, and we just love to help coaches, and that's why we do it.
4:34 is the time you're listening to In the Zone with Fred and Angela, and we're joined by Brandon Suhr, basketball coaching expert. Coach, what's the one thing that you can coach as far as the pro coaches that come in? What's the one thing that you look at teaching, let's say, high school coaches that come in? What's the one thing that is really kind of universal when you talk about coaching and teaching coaches coaching stuff?
Well, what we try to do, actually, and that's a great question, what we try to do is we try to share what we call the best practices. We believe that there's so much that we do in the NBA. Some of the top coaches that are actually playing this weekend are clients of mine in the final 16. And Tommy Crean, the coach of Indiana, told me when I was with him a couple of years ago, he said to me, I feel the NBA is 3 to 5 years ahead of what we do in college. And he's totally 100% accurate. And that's mainly because we play 100-plus games a year. And we don't have, and the coaches that we're playing against, we play them not once or twice a year. We play them 4, 5, 6, or 7 times a year. So we have to keep figuring out ways to be able to beat the other guy. And we use technology at an incredibly high level. But we have people that's their only job. Our players don't go to class in the NBA, and all we do is just focus on basketball all the time. And so just like the NFL is way ahead of college football. It's the same in the NBA, but it's even more. The college coaches in football share more with the pro coaches because they scout. They come onto college campuses in the spring because of when the draft is so late in April, where in the NBA we don't get to do that. Mm-hmm. We just bring the players to us. So we don't have a lot of interaction with the college coaches. And so this is something where our guys, we will actually share with them the best offenses and defensive practices and things that they might never have heard of. Or what they do is the college coaches sometimes try to copy just by watching a game on TV, and they don't know what the hell they're doing, and frankly, and they and they see something, but it's like you think you know what someone's doing, but you just kind of are watching it, but you don't know the little things that make it work. So what our guys do is they share the little things, the details that make something work.
Well, yeah, and you share a lot of that on your website, coachingyoulive.com. I think you've got the Magic Chicago game up, the game-winning shot for the Orlando Magic, and the screens that were set there. You kind of took that out, and then you write down kind of the play out on the tablet so you can see what exactly happened in that play.
Yeah, what we try to do every week in our newsletter, we try to just share with people things that are happening. Again, using technology, that's synergy technology, which in the NBA costs a team like $75,000-$80,000 to get, which gives them exposure to every NBA and every college pro basketball game in the world that's being played each night in real time. And also they break down a lot of things for us. So we take that, and then we use our different technologies that we can diagram pads using computers called Fastdraw, who's a partner of ours, and try to show them. And high school coaches can get this technology that colleges and pros pay thousands for. They can get some of it for as little as $50.
Wow.
And so, what we try to do is show them that they can get things like that. We teach it as you would a high school, like an advanced placement class, and that's what we try to do. And we give it away. All we want is we want to try to, just make an impact on coaches and have them love and have the passion for the game. We don't want people to have an excuse, and I think this is one of the things that we try to do. But I think it's the same in any sport. And the things that we do at our clinic, I have people that come in, frankly, that are just business leaders. They're executives that come in just to see how these phenomenal coaches actually teach and motivate the people that they're working with.
Coach, I know you were a former coach in the NBA level, coach with Coach Daly at Detroit when you won the 2 NBA championships with the Bad Boys in Detroit. What's the biggest change in the pro game from then to now?
Money. Oh, man, money. When I was coaching the Pistons and when we won the championships in 89 and 90, our payroll, I think, was a total for the entire team was $6.2 or $6.6 million. And, when I was with the Knicks a few years ago, we had a payroll of $128 million.
Wow.
The Magic last year had $91 or $96 million. The Lakers are over $100. Yeah, that's the difference. And, the minimum salaries, I mean, I had the best player in my team at the time, Isaiah Thomas, I think was making $1.2 million. We have Kobe Bryant making $25 million now. So it's kind of crazy, like all those guys and myself, I was born too early, I guess. I would like to get a couple of these coaching salaries now.
He's not modest, is he?
No.
No, it's the truth, Angela. It's the truth, boy. I'd be on the corner begging now.
Well, Coach, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the Austin Rivers news and kind of get your take on it. I know you and Doc Rivers know each other. I met Doc when I was down at UCF with you guys, and he's a great guy. Watching Austin play for Duke this year was amazing, but just want to get your thoughts on that and him going to the NBA.
Well, I drafted Doc in the NBA with the Atlanta Hawks when he was 20 years old, and his wife Chris and I have known him the entire time they've been together. They were students at Marquette together, and so I've seen all 4 of his kids born. Austin's like a nephew, and I frankly knew this was going to happen, and as I just tweeted about an hour ago, people like nowadays, there's half of the world's going to be critical of him for doing this. They're going to say he's not ready. And you know what I found out is that it doesn't matter what I think. It just matters what he wants to do. Mm-hmm. I'm all about people chasing their dreams. I told Doc one night when I was before I went to, UCF, I was just at Austin's game at Winter Park High School, and I texted him after the game, and I said, your son can play for you right now with the Celtics. And it was the truth. Mm-hmm. He was that good. And so, he's, whenever he goes, I think, he's going to be fine. He's just a rare talent. He's like one of those kids, like you're going to tell Justin Bieber he should stay in school and sing longer, he's just a rare talent, and he's very, very mature. It's frightening how mature he is. He's been exposed to so much. Mm-hmm. He's got great mom and dad, and he's just going to be fine. We're not going to have to hold any fundraisers for him. That's for damn sure.